Good morning, Omri here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, which is actually yesterday's video, let's talk a little bit about just the practice as it comes out in this video on my body. Here you see a rear view of Pranayama deep breathing, which is a big movement for the trapezius, neck, upper back, and chest. Next, I'm moving on into half moon, and that's because there's a stretch I'm getting in the half moon these days that I find harder to get in other stretches. If I was creative, I can imagine some vinyasa postures that would work well for what I need here. But what I feel is an intense stretch underneath the ribs on the side of the body, all the way, let's say, from my clavicles down to my lower ribs, and it just feels like that needs to be stretched out a lot, and half moon happens to do the job perfectly. The back bend is improving. You can see in the picture, you can see in the footage that my upper back is bending backwards really beautifully. The lower back still has not regained its full range of motion, not even close. I'm working on regaining that range after an injury about a year and a half ago. Moving into the forward fold, interestingly enough, this posture is progressing, even though in this iteration right here, you see that the back of the legs aren't straightening that much, but my upper body is stretching like crazy down towards the floor, giving my lower back a beautiful long stretch, as well as the glutes. The hamstrings will catch up. This is a non-traditional transition into awkward pose, and here at the end, at the top, I wanted to challenge how far could I lean back without tipping, and surprisingly more than I thought, probably because my back muscles are getting stronger and the glutes are supporting the movement. Forward folding, this is also improving over the last couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks, getting deeper and more control. Now, when I got here, when I'm looking at this, it could be better. There's that where the stomach, where the shirt meets the pants, that needs to be a lot higher. The chest needs to be pushed up more, and the back arched more. Something to notice. This forward fold felt great. Continuation of the standing forward fold. Again, feeling a lot of stretching and lengthening of my torso and lower back and stomach. The pelvis is tilting slightly. That's mostly affected by the hamstrings, the back of the legs, which are tight or tighter. It's actually not really the hamstrings. It's the calves. I can feel it in the calves. And I'm hoping to stretch those out as well. This posture here is great for stretching out the lower back in all 4 directions, in the hips and the pelvis in the back, the glute muscles. This posture is called Rock the Baby, and it's another hip posture. Range of motion, as you can see, the leg is in a specific position that lends itself to this posture, which is ankles to knees. I like to add the hands interlaced behind my back just to make it efficient. This kicking out is hamstring, calf, flexibility, hip range of motion, folding into a half lotus. Half lotus is intense on the knees, so be careful. The half bind here from the back is a good chest stretch opener, and then the lean forward is again lengthening the back of the body, the hamstrings and the glutes as the elbows touch the floor, reaching the heel and flexing the foot. I like to always try different variations. So if I find myself in a posture, I'm naturally inclined to start seeing what else I can find in there. So a long time ago, I understood that postures aren't necessarily set in stone. If you understand what your body is doing, you can do any posture. You can do any variation of a posture. As long as you understand the abilities, the capabilities of your body, and what those muscles can do. Moving on to the other side, here again, ankles to knees, always making sure we're trying to always trying to do the right and the left side, so that you get an equal stretch on both sides of the body. I know my right and left side of the body are not even, so it's great for me to do both sides. I'm not perfect about it, because, like I said, one side feels different than the other. Sometimes I'll delay a little bit here and there if a specific posture in the sequence feels good for me. So this was a warm-up that just started with simple crows. I was teaching a crow tutorial that evening, so I wanted to feel how I was doing with that. And when it felt good, I decided to take it to a handstand with a squat. Usually I'll come up to a handstand from the crow, but I wanted to see if I could stay squatting in the air and hold a handstand, and it worked okay. This is a lot of back work, a lot of stomach work, by the way. I haven't done a handstand tutorial yet, that's coming. Finishing up the sequence here with the crane. My legs used to be straight. They're not straight right now. It's been a while, but I feel like we can get there again. And finishing here with rabbit, which is a posture from the classical Bikram series. A good stretch for the back, a good squeeze for the stomach. Finding down dog for that lat stretch in the lower back, the hamstrings, pressing the arms, getting that push out of the shoulder. Coming down to a puppy pose for some more stretching of the chest and contracting of the back, arching of the back. And then finishing it up. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning.